The US-China trade war began in 2018. The Trump administration imposed tariffs. These tariffs targeted Chinese goods. The initial rate was 10%. The goal was to reduce the trade deficit. The US also wanted to protect intellectual property. The Trump administration believed China would back down. China relied heavily on exports to the US. However, this assumption proved incorrect. China retaliated swiftly. It imposed tariffs on American goods. This marked the beginning of a trade war. The US tariffs focused on Chinese imports like electronics and machinery. These tariffs aimed to hurt China's manufacturing sector. The US hoped to force China to make concessions. However, China's response was calculated and strategic. This trade war marked a turning point. It signaled a shift in US-China relations. It evolved into a battle for global influence. This conflict continues to shape the global economy. It has far-reaching consequences for both nations. China's retaliation was not random. It targeted key US industries. This strategy aimed to inflict maximum economic pain. One of the key sectors targeted was agriculture. China imposed tariffs on soybeans and other agricultural products. This move directly impacted American farmers. The energy sector was another target. China imposed tariffs on US oil and natural gas. This hurt American energy producers. States like Texas and Louisiana felt the impact. These states are major energy producers. The tariffs had a ripple effect. They disrupted supply chains. Businesses faced increased costs. This led to job losses. The US economy felt the pressure. China's strategy was effective. It exploited the vulnerabilities of the US economy. It exposed the dependence on certain industries. This shook the US government. It forced them to reconsider their approach. The trade war extended beyond tariffs. It became a global diplomatic struggle. China challenged US hegemony. It presented itself as a champion of free trade. This resonated with many countries. China utilized the World Trade Organization, or WTO. It filed complaints against the US. It argued that the US was violating international trade rules. This move aimed to portray the US as a rule breaker. While engaging in the WTO, China strengthened ties with other nations. It expanded its influence through initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative. This massive infrastructure project aims to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa. China's diplomatic offensive was multifaceted. It sought to build alliances. It aimed to isolate the US. This strategy proved successful. China gained support from countries wary of US unilateralism. China's response to the trade war revealed its long-term vision. China is playing the long game. It is willing to endure short-term pain for long-term gains. This strategic patience is a defining characteristic of China's approach. China understands that economic power translates into geopolitical influence. Its goal is to become the world's leading economic power. The trade war is seen as a bump in the road. China is investing in technology, infrastructure, and education. It is diversifying its economy. It is reducing its reliance on exports. These efforts are aimed at securing its economic future. China's rise as a global power is undeniable. The trade war, while disruptive, has not deterred China's ambitions. It has only reinforced China's determination. The world is witnessing a shift in the balance of power.